you so much for watching. My name is Sunny Zhang. I work on the program marketing team at Silicon Valley Clean Energy, and I will be taking you through this presentation. So here's what we're going to cover today. First, we're going to do a quick intro to Silicon Valley Clean Energy. Then we're going to dive into energy saving. So this is divided into two parts. Number one, quick energy wins. We're going to talk about finding your best electricity rate, ways to optimize your usage according to your rate, and bill assistance programs available. Big energy wins is where we're going to spend the bulk of this presentation. SVCE offers lots of rebates and incentives that many people might not know about yet. So we're going to show you how you can take advantage of those. All right, so kicking off with our introduction, Silicon Valley Clean Energy, we are your community-owned, not-for-profit electricity provider. So if you live in one of the communities shown on the map, you're getting your clean electricity from us. We were formed back in 2016 when the cities came together and decided we want more local control over where energy comes from. So from the very beginning, SVCE's mission has been to fight climate change by accelerating clean energy adoption. And because we are a not-for-profit public agency, we reinvest our revenues back into the community. So we've dedicated over $116 million to customer rebates, offers, and services such as the ones we're going to be talking about today. SVCE builds and procures your electricity from clean and renewable sources. PG&E, they still own and maintain the infrastructure, so they deliver the electricity to you over their poles and wires, and they also still continue to handle customer service and billing. And this is how SVCE shows up on your bill. Note that no, we are not an extra charge. We do get some confused questions sometimes from customers asking about this line item on their bill. Don't worry, we're not an extra charge. We have replaced the generation portion of your electricity service, and we do so at a 4% discount compared to if you'd stayed with PG&E for your electric generation. So along with other forms of bill savings, we've saved our customers over $141 million on their bills since 2017. And so overall, as an SVCE customer, you are getting cleaner electricity and saving money. So here's a recap of what we just covered. Hopefully, you now have a better idea of where your energy comes from. Now let's dive into energy savings, starting with quick energy wins. We're going to talk about finding your best rate, optimizing energy usage, and bill payment assistance. So what is an electric rate plan? Our own surveys have shown that half of our customers don't even know what rate plan they're on. And don't worry, I also had no idea before I started working at SVCE what is a rate plan. But it's actually pretty important when we talk about energy savings because your rate plan determines the price you pay for the electricity you use. So most of us are on some sort of a time of use rate in which the price you pay for electricity is determined by when you use it. So there are peak hours, in this case 4 to 9 p.m., when electricity costs more because demand is high. Everyone is coming home and turning on their appliances. So to meet this extra demand, expensive and polluting fossil fuel plants have to be turned on. We also have off-peak hours during which electricity is cheaper. There's less demand, and there's also more renewable energy on the grid during the daytime. So when you shift your usage to off-peak hours, you can save on your bill. You can use features such as delay start on your dishwasher, or you can schedule your EV charging to take advantage of this cheaper energy. So depending on your home and lifestyle, you could be saving more money on a different electric rate plan. For example, if you have an EV, you could get cheaper electricity to charge overnight or in the mornings. So check out these links on the screen to learn more about your rate plan options. PG&E also has a rate comparison tool that analyzes your historical usage to see if you could have saved more on another rate. But do keep in mind that this tool only considers past usage. So if you start shifting your usage today to off-peak times, the tool's not going to reflect those savings. So how can you optimize your energy use today? So definitely you want to take advantage of cheaper energy during off-peak times, and you can do that by running your big appliances like your dishwasher, your AC, and your EV charger. in these cheaper off-peak hours. You can also prevent energy leaks. So weather stripping and adding insulation to your home so that your heating and air conditioning stays inside and do not leak outside. Check out our DIY energy efficiency toolkit. This is a free toolkit that you can check out from your library for free. The toolkit comes with free resources such as free light bulbs, shower heads, and weather stripping that you get to keep. There are also tools like kilowatt meters that you can plug in to measure the energy use of your appliances. You could also sign up to get a free PG&E home energy audit. So you can get a custom energy report and talk to an energy coach about energy savings for your home. SVCE and PG&E offered bill assistance programs. So for our income qualified customers, you could qualify for monthly bill discounts through PG&E's Care and Fair programs, plus additional bill credits from SVCE, adding up to nearly 40% in monthly savings. You could also get a one-time payment assistance for past due bills and free energy efficiency upgrades for your home. The medical baseline program is a monthly discount for residents who depend on power for certain medical or independent living needs. For example, needing electricity to power a medical device. So how it works is the program applies the lowest price to a portion of your bill. You'll also get additional alerts ahead of a public safety power shutoff, including texts, phone calls, or even a door knock to make sure that you're aware. PG&E offers flexible payment plans to give you more time to pay your bill. So you can spread your account balance out up to 12 months or choose an extension for full payment at a later date. And this can help you manage that temporary financial strain. So here is a recap of what we covered in this section. So make sure you're on the best rate plan for your home. You want to shift energy use to those cheaper off-peak times and also implement easy energy efficiency measures to your home. You can see exactly what to do for your home by getting this free energy audit. And also sign up for bill payment assistance if you qualify. All right, so big energy wins. This is the highlight of today's presentation. We're going to talk about going electric, what that means, and how it helps you save, and then we'll cover rebates and incentives for your home and vehicle. Now, if we're talking about energy efficiency, we do need to talk about fossil fuels. And this is a number that really surprised me when I first learned about it. Almost 2/3 of carbon emissions in Santa Clara County come from fossil fuels used right here in our homes and cars. In Santa Clara County, we still mostly rely on burning gas for power. And we run the numbers. If you really break it down, that's 178,000 water heaters, 128,000 space heaters, all the way down to 421,000 gas cars. What this means, though, is we have a pretty big opportunity here to collectively reduce our reliance on fossil fuels with just a few household decisions on the appliances we use in our homes and how we get around. And that brings us to electrification or going electric. This all refers to replacing the old gas appliances in our homes and cars with ones that run on clean electricity. Your home and your car, these are some of our biggest investments, right? So when it comes time for a change or an upgrade, we all want the best stuff. We want the most bang for our buck. So thinking about like when your water heater breaks and you have to replace it, you probably want the most energy efficient option that is also safer and cleaner for your family, right? So what do these more energy efficient options look like? Heat pumps, these are the most efficient way to heat and cool your home. So fun fact, the bulk of our energy use in our homes typically goes towards heating our water and space heating and air conditioning. So if we can reduce the energy it takes for heating and cooling, it can make a pretty big difference for your savings. Heat pumps, they work like a refrigerator, which in fact is a heat pump itself. It uses the same heat pump technology. And they work by moving heat from one area to another, which is more energy efficient than having to generate heat from combustion. So it's why they are so much more efficient than gas heaters. This, by the way, is not a new technology. Those of you who travel abroad might have seen them everywhere. My grandpa had a heat pump like over 10 years ago, and so the tech has only gotten better over the years. We've also seen customers who switch to a heat pump and combine it with the right rate plan save $250 to $350 or more per year. And not only are heat pumps more efficient and save you money, they also offer a better user experience. Heat pump HVACs, they have AC and heating all in one. They provide more even heating throughout the home. And heat pump water heaters offer you that greater temperature control. And now the trend is picking up in this country as well. Heat pumps are consistently outselling gas furnaces, which we love to see because we love heat pumps. All right, so induction stoves, these are not your grandma's old electric resistance stoves. They actually work quite differently. Induction stoves use electromagnetic induction to generate heat directly within the cookware itself. So unlike gas and old electric stoves, induction heats the pot and pan directly and not the surface. That's why it's far more efficient, which is why they can actually boil water twice as fast. In fact, our team has tested this ourselves. It really is so much faster. And because it heats the cookware directly, the surface actually remains relatively cool. So no burnt on food scraps, no open flame, which is safer for your pets and kids and your indoor air quality. It keeps your kitchen cool. That's one of the reasons why some professional chefs prefer induction. You can imagine they have so many stoves running in their kitchens at the same time. It gets really hot. And so induction helps prevent that. It's also way more precise for temperature control. The French Laundry uses induction for their pastry kitchen, right? You can imagine they need that exact temperature control for their delicate and delicious pastries. And even if you're not ready to switch out your entire cook range, you can start with a portable induction cooktop. This is what I use in my home, and I never turn on the gas stove anymore if I can help it. I just plug it into a regular outlet and I'm cooking. People commonly ask us this question when we talk about electrifying, and it's a valid question. So here's an easy way to think about this. Down, up, down. Your gas usage will go down as you're using fewer gas appliances. You will be using more electricity, but overall your bill will be lower. The key, though, here is to switch to an electric home rate plan. This gives you that discounted electricity during off-peak times to unlock those savings. And on average, we see residents who switch to a heat pump combined with the right electric rate plan save $250 to $350 or more per year. And this is with minimal behavioral changes. Once you add on some smaller changes like scheduling your heat pump to run during off-peak times, we see residents save even more than that. Another question we commonly get asked is, what about power outages? Would all electric appliances make me more vulnerable if there's an outage? First, gas appliances for the most part won't really work in a power outage either. Your gas furnace and water heaters still require some electricity to function, so they're not really going to work. Certain gas stoves may be able to be manually lit by hand, but some models prevent that as a safety measure as well. So gas appliances, for the most part, will not be any less impacted. Secondly, electrification is actually a pretty important part of the solution to build grid reliability for future demand. All electric appliances help the grid work smarter, not harder, because they're able to run on more flexible hours, like when there is a surplus of renewable energy on the grid, which reduces strain during peak hours, which in turn reduces the risk of power outages in the first place. Now, outages are pretty infrequent in our service area. However, it's always a good idea to be prepared for any kind of grid emergency. So check out this website from the county office to see how you can register for emergency alerts, build an emergency supply kit, and other resources that are available to you. So to recap, going electric has multiple benefits for your home and community. These are all photos of real SVCE residents who have gone electric. The good news here is that there's lots of help available. We have rebates and incentives to make the process easier for you. And remember, you don't have to do everything here, right? There's no one coming to knock on your door to force you to swap out all the appliances in your home. But think about your appliances have a typical lifespan of 10 to 20 years. So once it's time to replace them, it's helpful to know that there are these more energy efficient alternatives out there and rebates to help you out. One other thing I find cool about this is compared to what we normally hear about sustainability and helping the environment, like think eat less meat or recycle everything, right? Here we're talking about the household decisions that you only have to make a few times over the next couple of decades, but are going to have a long-term and positive impact on your home and community. So I find that to be honestly really reassuring and pretty exciting. So let's talk about rebates and incentives for going electric. This is the fun part. So we're going to start with the home, rebates for home appliances, services that we provide to help you out, and then we're going to walk you through an example of how you can stack incentives to really reduce that upfront cost. So SVC offers up to $13,000 for switching from gas to electric home appliances. We have a base rebate amount that is open to all customers. And if you meet income qualifications, you can get a bigger rebate amount. Now, these are our core rebates. So once you install any one of these core appliances, you can also apply for an add-on rebate. And these are our add-on rebates, must be applied on top of core rebate, not available individually. So this is a rebate for electric panel upgrades. If you want to do it, our analysis has found that most homes in our service area are able to electrify on existing 100 amp panels. So talk to your electrician about your options. We also have a rebate for buying new cookware for your induction stove. You also may not need new cookware. You can test whether your existing cookware works by seeing if a magnet sticks to the bottom of your pan. But if you want new cookware, there's a rebate for that. And if you go fully electric and you no longer need gas at all for your home, that is an awesome achievement. So we give you an extra $500 bonus to celebrate. Getting your rebate is pretty straightforward. You'll want to reserve your rebate so we can hold that amount for you up to 120 days, but you can always request an extension. We're pretty flexible. Then you do your installation, either DIY or with the contractor, but do make sure to get the permits if your city requires it. After you submit your claim, we will send you your rebate check in the mail. This is a free tool to help you find contractors and manage your rebates. So if you don't know where to find a contractor, this is a great place to start. We have a contractor directory and you can request free project quotes from multiple contractors in one place. It also simplifies the rebate process. We know it can be complicated to sift through multiple programs and different applications. So with this portal, you can apply for rebates all in one place. Of course, SVCE rebates are automatically included, but you can also apply for non-SVCE rebates here as well. For those of you who want the easiest hassle-free option and you just want someone to come in and do the whole thing for you, we offer this full service home upgrades program. Now we know home projects can be a lot to manage, especially if you're doing multiple appliances in your home. So we have a full team to help take care of everything for you, including a dedicated project manager and pre-vetted contractors. So from the initial assessment to installation, applying for permits and rebates, we will handle it for you. We offer transparent fixed pricing. You'll know exactly what to expect. SVC rebates are automatically applied and will also help you apply for other rebates. If you're income qualified, you can get this all for $0 out of pocket. And there is no catch to that, trust me. We offer this because from an equity perspective, we want to ensure that everybody is part of the clean energy transition. So this is available for a limited number of households on a rolling basis. This is our extension of the full service program, specifically for emergency water heater replacement. This will be coming back soon. Currently, the program is on pause while we make some updates. But this is great to keep in your back pocket for when your water heater inevitably breaks. We know that the vast majority of water heaters are replaced only upon failure. So when that happens, we want to help you replace your broken water heater with a new and efficient heat pump water heater. We have staff available to take your call 24/7, and a service rep will visit your home to restore hot water as soon as possible, typically within 48 hours. Now, for many homes, it's pretty straightforward to install the heat pump, but some homes may require additional upgrades before we can install the heat pump. So if that is the case, our top priority is still to restore hot water as soon as we can. So we will provide a loaner gas water heater to you as a temporary stand-in. The loaner is provided to you at no extra cost. Then once the necessary upgrades are done, we will swap in the heat pump water heater. And similar to the main full service program, we take care of everything for you, including transparent pricing with rebates automatically applied and provide no cost upgrades for income qualified residents. So here's an example of the savings you could get by stacking different incentives. So this upfront cost here, this is based on over 600 projects from real SVCE customers. But please keep in mind that this pricing can vary for every home based on if maybe you want to get a different tank size and other labor and material costs. So once you stack all of these incentives, you'll see that the cost here comes out to be cheaper, or at the very least, it is competitive with replacing with a gas water heater. And combine these savings with the cost savings you're going to get from your monthly energy bill. Over the long term, a heat pump water heater is going to be cheaper to own and operate. Special call out to our Milpitas and Mountain View residents. Your cities have partnered with SVC to provide an additional rebate. So you simply go through the regular SVCE rebate claim process, and this amount will be automatically applied to your claim. So hopefully this gives you a better understanding of the multiple incentives available out there to help you save. So to recap, these are the 3 primary pathways available to help with your home upgrade. If your project is relatively simple, you already have a contractor you work with, just go ahead and get the rebate. It's a pretty straightforward process. Now, these rebates are also included in our other 2 pathways. So if you need a little more help getting started, connecting with contractors, applying for other incentives, check out our Assisted Home Upgrades portal. And if you want the full service, everything taken care of for you option, go with our full service program, which also includes a special emergency service for broken water heater replacement. All right, so now we're going to cover the rebates and incentives for electric vehicles. We're going to cover our EV rebate, ways you can save on charging, and also examples of stacking incentives for EVs. We offer a $2,000 rebate for income qualified residents for electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids. If you visit one of our participating dealerships, you can get this directly at the dealership as an immediate discount. That's the simplest way to do it. It saves you the paperwork. Or you can get the car from any dealership and apply for a rebate claim afterwards on our website. For apartments and condo residents, we know that one of the biggest barriers to EV adoption is access to charging. So that's why we offer this $100,000 incentive to help cover the cost of installing charging at your multifamily building. So for our previous projects, we've been able to cover up to 75 and even 100% of the total project costs. Incentives are distributed on a first come, first served basis. So we encourage you to share our website with your HOA or property manager so you can get these incentives while funds are still available. Additional charging incentives. So our single family residents, PG&E has an EV charger rebate covering up to 100% of the equipment costs or 50% if you're not income qualified. We now also know that the time of day that you charge matters a lot in terms of money savings. So to help you charge at the cheapest time, you can download our free smart charging app. Just plug in your car and the app will automatically sync your charge to those cheaper hours. You'll also get notifications for low carbon hours where you can earn credits by charging at specific times. And if you charge at home, you want to make sure to switch to the electric vehicle rate plan, which will make electricity cheaper when you charge during off-peak hours. You can check out this PG&E rate savings calculator to see the cost savings you could get based on your car and mileage. So here's an example of you can stack incentives for a used car. So this is for a used 2022 Toyota Prius Prime, which is a plug-in hybrid with an EV range of 25 miles. That is sufficient for many commutes. So you could do most of your commuting on all electric and save on gas. For a used car, you can stack the SVCE rebate with a PG&E used EV rebate. Both of these share the same income eligibility qualifications. So if you get one, make sure you get the other. Additionally, you get a $4,000 tax credit. Many dealerships apply this credit at the point of sale, so you'll get that discount immediately. Now, all of this adds up to a pretty significant 40% total discount. And here's an example savings breakdown for a new car. So this is for the 2025 Chevy Equinox, which is a fully electric vehicle. So on top of the SVC rebate, you get a new EV tax credit, which is up to $7,500. The new EV tax credit has several requirements when it comes to battery components and assembly. Basically, they're trying to incentivize cars made in the US. So if the car only meets some of those requirements, you might only get half of the credit. So do check out this website to see if your car qualifies for the full credit. And so once you stack the SVC rebate with the full tax credit, you can save $9,500 off of MSRP. We all know that getting the vehicle is only part of the cost. If you're looking at the full cost of ownership, we also have to look at fueling, insurance, and maintenance. When it comes to maintenance, EVs are definitely easier compared to gas. They just have a lot fewer moving parts, so you won't have to do frequent car service visits anymore, which can save you a lot of time and money. If you want to play around with this chart, you can visit our EV Finder. You can input different makes and models, EV versus gas versus hybrid, to see what the cost comparison looks like. All right, this is the last section. I will close out with summarizing the resources that I can use to get started. So if there's one resource to remember from this entire presentation, it is eHub. This will get you to all the rebates and resources we have discussed today. You can use the incentive finder, input some info, and it will filter the incentives that you're eligible for. Sometimes you just want to talk to a real person, especially for the questions you can't Google or ChatGPT. So that's where Go Electric Advisor can help. It is a free live service where you can call, email, or chat with a trained energy expert. You can ask them questions like, what rebates am I eligible for? Can you help me develop a Go Electric plan for my house? Or can you help me review these contractor quotes and give me an unbiased opinion? So our advisors can help with questions big and small. Now, the EV Finder is a great place to start if you're beginning to explore electric vehicles. You can find regional, state, and federal incentives, compare costs of ownership across specific makes and models for EVs, hybrids, and gas cars. There's also a map where you can find public charging stations near your area. And this last resource we discussed earlier, it is our Assisted Home Upgrades portal where you can find contractors, get free quotes, and stack rebates all in one place. And all of these resources are free and available to all of our residents. Thank you so much for watching. So check out the resources we shared below to learn more. If you have questions about electric upgrades for your home and car, our Go Electric Advisor is a really great place to start. And for general questions, visit our website. You'll also find our contact information on there. Thank you again for watching. See you next time.